Iain Lee's 2-hour-long late-night radio show starting at 11.
On last night's show, Tuesday the 25th of May, 2010, a baby was brought into the studio by my producer, Eloise Carr. I allowed the baby to stay in the studio and even come on air. The latter part of the show was presented whilst the boy, Alexander, aged 4.5 months, slept on me. I now realise I should not have allowed the baby into the studio, let alone on air. Although I was not responsible for bringing the baby in, it was my decision to allow it on air. That decision was wrong and contravened not only several Ofcom regulations, but also broke several in-house safety rules. I apologise sincerely to Ofcom, to Absolute Radio, and to any listeners who were upset by hearing a baby on the airwaves. Eloise, who was looking after the baby for a friend, has been suspended pending an investigation. I must also apologise for several comments I made about the baby's mother, Miss Joanna Blang. Throughout the evening, I referred to her as an alcoholic, a drug addict, and a crackhead. I acknowledge that unmarried mother, Miss Blang, does not take any form of our illegal narcotic. I apologise for any offence I may have caused.
Absolute Radio.
It sounds pretty good.
Nah, that's rubbish.
I'm Lamar from Kajagoogoo, and my favourite radio caller is Rob Brunet.
Yo, 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 Bum Rush the show.
Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Good evening, this is Pitcherfield with Absolute Baseball. Tuesday winners were Boston over Tampa Bay 2-0, the Mets over the Phillies 8-0, the Angels over Toronto 8-3, and a squirrel invasion in the fourth and rain in the fifth wiped out the Yankees and Twins. You can see the video on MLB.com. Tonight it's the Jays still down in Anaheim, so till next time, watch out for the squirrels.
Line 1, you're on the wireless.
Hey, but Ben Jones played a few good songs tonight, didn't he?
He did. He always does. He's good, Ben Jones.
I was steaming anyway, yeah. How is everything? How is everyone?
I'm fine. Robbie, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, we're good.
It's been a while since I spoke to Ivan and Joe. How are they doing?
I don't know who you're referring to.
Ivan and Joe, are they still living down Broccoli Way?
So this is my writing, Robbie. Can you read the writing there? That's actually how I write.
No, that's worse than mine.
Read that last sentence. Well, that's a topic. Go on. It's mad, isn't it?
Woman wrong, always.
Woman wrong always. That's.
What does that actually say?
Wonder where they are.
Okay, but that doesn't look like that.
Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Oh, hello. Sorry, calling back. Paul from Malaysia.
Oh, Paul, we tried to call you and for some reason it didn't work, so I'm glad you've called back.
Have you got my right number?
No.
There you are then. I was inspired to call because you've been having some bunged upness of the nose for a little while.
Oh, man alive, it's just going on infinitely.
Yes. I have a potential solution. It's a weird thing, and it'll take a while to explain. I won't bore you with it now.
Okay.
But, you should investigate Buteyko breathing.
Oh, sir, is that where you breathe through your anus, isn't it? Is that Buteyko? Isn't the Buteyko party when there's one lady and like 25 gentlemen?
That's not that either, no.
Oh, okay.
Not.
Oh, okay. I will look for this Buteyko breathing.
Yeah, B-U-Y-T-E... Oh, no, B-U-T-E-Y-K-O.
B-U-T-T-Y-K-O. But now you just make it...
I'm not making this up. B-U-T-E...
Jeez.
Eyko. He was a Russian scientist.
Oh,
and he did a whole load of research into breathing.
Okay, yes,
and
of course
its
he did.
effects on life.
Yes, I'm going to cut you off for being a weirdo now. There we go. We'll have a look at bukkake breathing later on if we want, and we'll see if we can work that out. So there's lots of people. I don't know why. I suspect this may be a prank, Robbie.
Yeah.
But there are lots of people emailing. Well, there's a guy on Facebook saying, and you've got to mention that there is a march coming up to Downing Street to protest against the banning of England flags and England shirts.
Well, apparently this is a wind-up. It was in the newspaper that it was a wind-up, and it was in the newspaper saying it wasn't a wind-up, so...
Well, hang on. So the newspaper was saying it was a wind-up, and then it isn't a wind-up?
Yeah.
But English shirts aren't and flags aren't banned.
Well, you can buy them in the shop, so why can't you wear them?
You can buy them, and if I wanted to hang one up here, I could do it. If I wanted to hang one out of my window, I could do it. If I wanted to hang one on my car, I could do it. There are some pubs when you can't wear England shirts, and that's fine.
But that's the landlord's prerogative, isn't it?
That's the landlord's prerogative. Spell prerogative.
I can't spell.
It's P-R-E-R. I only learned that recently.
Really?
It's prerogative. That's insane!
So we're saying it wrong? Are we saying it right?
Well, I've been saying prerogative, but it's not, it's prerogative. Bobby Brown must be singing, it's his prerogative.
But that's like library.
Library and February.
Yeah.
February has, I do pronounce the extra R in February. But I think this is a wonder. I've had this guy on Facebook, someone's twittered me about it, so it must be...
Well, you can't put them outside the pub in case they fall on someone.
Yeah.
That's why you can't do that, but I don't see why you can't have them inside the pub.
This is a story that is made up by the Daily Mail and other right-wing awful newspapers that some council has banned the England flag because it'll offend Muslims or something. It's made up. It's like you can't say Daily Mail. Oh, you can't say Christmas in Sussex because Muslims will be offended. So it's now called the winter season. Well, no, you've made that up. That's not true. That's not a true story.
No, well, I wouldn't think it'd be a good idea to put up an England flag in Edinburgh, sir. But it's okay to do it in
if
London.
you're doing it then you take, that's the risk you take of getting a good kick in, and well-deserved as well. But it's just... So no, Tor Christian Moore, I will not say when and where this pretend march is happening, because it is a made... Well, the march may be happening, I don't know, but no one will be able to phone up now. Someone's just twittered me, right? This guy, I will read this, because this is just an example of the complete and utter guff that people think. Oh, my God. But fair play to Daniel Phillips. He actually wrote, oh, my God, not OMG. So that's got a bit of respect.
I heard that text speak.
OMG, lol. I have just heard of someone not being served at a local co-op because he was wearing an England shirt. But that never happened. That did not happen.
And co-ops aren't open this late.
Exactly. I like co-ops. They're good shops.
Yeah.
But that is made up nonsense. If anyone can phone up and tell me of an actual example that has happened to them where they've been told off for wearing an England flag. We're getting all a bit talk sport this evening. I don't mind doing that once in a while. It is the most made-up thing in the world. 0330 123 1215. One of the things I wanted to talk about, that's one of the things, and we can talk about that or not. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was it's been very hot recently.
Very hot.
Really hot.
It was lovely on Saturday. I was in Brighton. It was lovely.
Too hot.
No, not on the beach. We went to the beach, too hot, went to the park.
Cool. Were you walking around naked on Brighton Beach?
No.
Okay, because you would have got burns on your winkle.
Yes.
But it was, I'm thinking genuinely of getting a paddling pool. Imagine that'd be nice. I've got a nice garden, right? If it was as hot as it was Saturday, there's just no way you could go. If you're in town, there's no way you could go and feel cool. But if I had a paddling pool at the end of my garden, I strip down and just go and sit in there and read a book, listen to the radio. Beautiful.
You want to be careful with that, though. One of my friends had one of those massive paddling pools.
Yeah.
And the boyfriend put the dog in it.
What?
The boyfriend put the dog in it. Yeah. The dog ripped it, and the load of water went flooding into the house.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't put a dog in a paddling pool.
No, it's cruel.
Well, forget the fact that it's cruel. If it's an inflatable one, of course.
It was massive. It must have been 10 square foot.
Could you get a paddling pool that's the actual size and depth of a swimming pool, I wonder? Because that would be awesome, wouldn't it? That'd be awesome. Like 6 feet deep.
It'd be cheaper in the long run. You wouldn't have to go and pay.
Take a lot of puff, though, to Let's just quickly go to line 1, you're on the wireless.
Yeah, I'm ringing up regarding this England flags and shirts joke, basically.
Yeah?
Yeah, basically what it was, I read in the Evening Standard 2 nights ago that it was the police that had advised certain pubs not to do it, but now they put it in the paper that, you know what I mean, everyone can wear the England shirts and fly the St George's Cross.
So we're allowed, of course we're allowed to do it, aren't we?
Yeah, well, basically what it is, though, is that, because upset them, so, as people are saying, upset the Muslims and all that sort of stuff. But,
hang on. Sorry. Are you, did you, I couldn't quite make out what you said. Say that again.
That we're not, if we wear these shirts and fly the St George's Cross, we upset the Muslims.
But what's your name, sir?
My name's Carl.
Carl, you know that's nonsense, don't you?
Well, the thing is, it was in the Evening Standard 2 nights ago.
Well, that makes it... OK, but Carl, you know, don't you, that no Muslims would be upset if you were to wear an England shirt or fly an England flag. You know they wouldn't be upset, don't you?
It depends on...
Oh, jeez, he doesn't know that.
But why would they be upset?
He doesn't know it. He actually believes this. He believes that there are Muslims going around going, curse people wearing blooming England shirts.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's just... It's snowballed from everything they've done it, do you know what I mean? If you're English, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that.
Oh, Carl, but that... What?
What does English mean?
Forget... Carl...
Yeah.
I can't believe that people as stupid as this are listening to my show. Carl, what are you...
First time I phoned this radio station up to yours.
I'm playing it to the last.
I actually think you usually do have some idiots, but I'm very patriotic, do you know what I mean?
We've got one on now. Carl, what are you not allowed to do because you're English?
Well, what about the people that allow us to put pigs in the windows? You know what I
mean? Okay. This is wonderful. That's clip of the week. Okay, two things, Carl.
Yeah.
Who would want to put pigs in their windows?
There was a situation not long ago. A woman in Bradford wanted to put porcelain pigs in the window. And she was not allowed to do it by the council.
Carl,
the Muslims.
Carl, that is simply not true.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what it is.
Where did you hear this story about the woman who wanted to put pigs?
It was in the national papers.
Which paper was it in about the woman who wanted to put pigs in her windows?
I can't remember, honestly, mate. I can't remember what paper.
Carl, it's not a true story. The council would not tell a woman not to put porcelain pigs in her window.
All right, then. OK, well, you believe what you want to believe, and I'll believe what I want to believe.
I'll believe reality and fact and not right-wing, hate-mongering, scaring idiots.
I'm not hate-mongering, scaring idiots. I work with them all.
No, I work with them all.
Exactly.
I'm not racist, but...
Carl,
yes?
I'd be scared to be a racist, mate. You want to meet my boss?
OK, I don't know what that means, Carl. I'm going to let you go, because that is... I mean, we're laughing, but it's terrifying that guy is...
It's terrifying that people don't know the difference between religion and nationality. That's just terrifying.
Did he just say that, because he's English, he's not allowed to put pigs in windows? Did he say that?
Yeah.
He said that, didn't he? Man alive. OK, we're going to have fun this evening. 0330 123 1215. Let me quickly throw out the other thing before we play Primal Scream. Because it's so hot, and we'll talk about paddling pools and English. That's made my day. It has gone very talk sport. I don't mind doing that once in a while. Very hot. I have seen people walking around the streets, blokes with their tops off. Good or bad?
Bad.
It's inappropriate, isn't it?
Very.
I don't want to see... In Muswell Hill, which is quite well to do, there was a young lad walking around with his shirt off and his trousers round his knees. You could see his pants and everything. It was awful. I know I'm getting old and middle-aged and middle class, but come on. 0330 123 1215. Would you walk around with your shirt off in this hot weather? You know it's wrong, don't you?
No, that's not right.
Iain Lee.
Iain Lee.
Absolute.
Radio.
0330 123 1215. Would you walk around in the middle of town with your top off? I'm kind of speaking specifically to the fellas, but hey, who knows? Someone has sent me a link to the story about the lady with the pigs in the window and stuff, and I shall read it. But the woman, from what little I've read of this story, it seems is trying to wind up The people who go to the local mosque. She's put, like, quotes from the Quran next to the pigs in the window. Now, that's weird, isn't it? That's a weird thing.
But that's a bit different from the story we were told originally.
Yeah, I need to read it properly. I need to read it properly to see exactly what's going on, but it just... So that's the best I can say. There are a lot of weird people around. Let's go to Anthony in Acton. Good evening, Anthony.
Ian.
Yes, sir!
You've called me an idiot in the past, but I think I'm not as much of an idiot as that guy you just had on before.
Well done, Anthony. I'm saluting you, sir.
Why do people not realise that it's just all fabricated?
Yeah.
Like, for example, that story with that woman.
Yeah.
I've read that story, and she was basically baiting people from the mosque. She was putting racist stuff up, but what they did was they took it and they went, "Oh, we'll just cut that bit out because we want Muslims to look bad or whatever, or stir up a bit of a storm." And then they go and publish it. The council came around and said you can't have them up. And it's the same with a flag. The thing with a flag is, it's nothing to do with race or anything. It was to do with the story that I read was the council.
Yeah.
That the flag was so big that the people were putting it up.
Yeah.
That you'd need like a license. You'd have to apply for a license to put it up.
You'd have planning permission to put it up. Yeah, it's a massive thing.
Yeah, because they're absolutely huge. And, it can't be rule for one thing and then a rule for another just because it's a flag or something. You've got to adhere to those rules. You can't pick and choose what laws of the land you obey, can you?
But people love it. People love to think it's us and them, and that, that there's a bit of tension going on, and it's my country, and I'm not allowed to do... You're allowed to do pretty much whatever you want to do. Everyone's allowed to do pretty much. As long as you don't hurt anyone and you're not being nasty to anyone, then go and do it, and that's wonderful. And if you want to wear the England shirt, go and wear it. You want to put a little flag up on your window, go and do it. I think it looks a little bit naff when people, black out their windows with probably an inappropriate phrase there, but with an England flag. I think it looks silly and a bit naff and a bit cheap and nasty, but if you want to do it, go and do it.
Exactly.
I'm going to be offended. I'm going to be offended more than Muslims.
Yeah, exactly, especially if it's in your street.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, 'cause it looks a bit nasty, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, or it drops the house prices by about 10 grand,
Can I say, the England flag is a little bit... It's just a bit... It's a bit rubbish, isn't it? The white with the red cross, it's just a bit... Oh.
I think the person that invented that was in a bit of a rush.
Yeah, exactly. What have we got? Got a bit of white cloth, got some red paint. This'll do. This'll do. We got something like the American flag. Oh, the stars and the stripes. It's wonderful, that.
I know.
There's loads going on there. The Japanese flag. Beautiful. Anyway, Anthony, thank you very much for your call. You're still an idiot, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Good lad. Let's go to Vic. Hello, Vic.
Hello, Ian.
What a lovely cackle you've got.
I have a witch's cackle, don't I?
You have a wicked witch's cackle. Do you like it when you see, when the weather's hot and you're in town and you see people walking around with their shirts off?
No, I think they should have a little dignity.
It's not nice, is it?
No, I mean, on a beach, fair enough.
Hey, on a beach, pretty much anything goes these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, just wandering around... Primark, or if you're like me, M&S.
Hang on a minute. You are quite posh because you said Primark.
No, I think it's supposed to be said.
I think it's Primark.
Oh gosh.
But you're a little bit posh, a little bit middle class.
Yeah, but I'm still a witch.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Anyway, yes, I was phoning because that unfortunate fellow.
Yes, Carl.
Yeah, well, I mean, him and his story about the lady in the piggies.
Yeah.
Well. Unfortunately, I have to be devil's advocate here.
Okay, go on then.
Approximately 6 years ago, a well-known high street bank used to give away porcelain piggy.
We know the one. Yeah.
Banks.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And they had a whole range of them, and they were quite sweet, weren't they?
If you get them now, if you can get the whole set, they're worth a fortune. Those pigs.
Yeah, but the point.
I think the grandfather is worth the most.
They were encouraging children to save in their piggy banks.
They used to come to my school and have like a little school bank going on. Yeah.
Well, at my school, we had to make our own out of paper mache, but we still made pigs with little curly tails made out of pipe cleaners.
Well done.
Yeah, we were encouraged to save, and this is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a good thing to encourage kids to save, but. About 6 years ago, they withdrew that line of promotional product because it might offend Muslims.
Okay. Do you know? How do you know it was withdrawn...
Because I was trying to get some for my nephew.
OK, but how do you know that was the reason why it was withdrawn?
Because I was told so, in the bank.
By who? By who in the bank?
Well, one of the ladies on the counter.
OK. I would be very, very surprised if the bank had withdrawn piggy banks because it would have offended Muslims.
No, they didn't withdraw piggy banks, they withdrew pig-shaped piggy banks.
But piggy banks, that's what I'm saying, yes, piggy banks.
But piggy banks, I mean, well, I'm going back a little, but my very first piggy bank was actually, a tin box in the shape of a, post box.
Good for you. Mine was a dog. But I'm saying, piggy banks to refer to these pigs.
But the word piggy bank refers to such savings.
Yes, I know. We're going off the point slightly. I'm saying that I'm referring...
No, that particular bank who used to give away the lovely ceramic piggies... Yes. In all different uniforms as well, because there was the mum and the dad and the kids.
Yeah, we know. I know. What I'm saying is, I don't believe that's the reason. I don't believe.
Because
is she listening? Can she hear me?
I don't think so.
Can you hear me?
I am listening, Ian.
You're not. I don't believe that that's the reason that they were withdrawn, and because you were just told by a teller, so you were just told by a bank teller, so who knows, you know.
All right, well, fair enough, but that was the reason I was given by the teller.
Okay, but even if...
So maybe that wasn't the ethos of the bank, but that was the reason I was given on the day.
Even if that was the reason, do you believe... any Muslims, and I feel a bit bad using this whole generic, as though the Muslim speakers won. Do you believe any Muslims went into the bank and said, I'm offended by those pigs, could you withdraw them, please? Or do you think that the bank got a little bit hypersensitive themselves and withdrew it before anyone complained?
Do you want to know what I think?
That's why I asked you the question, yes.
I think that most people, regardless of whether they were Muslim, Christian or other, thought no problem. I think that there was just one person who got really, really crappy about it.
I don't think that either. I don't think that.
And they thought, oh my God, we must deal with this.
Well, we know what their God is.
I'm not... Well, I'm English, actually. I was born in this country and I love this little blighty of mine.
There we go.
But if I have to admit to it, I'm mixed race.
Why do you love England? I couldn't give a stuff about England. I literally couldn't...
Because I've been all over the world, darling, and this is the most tolerant country I've ever come across.
But what I don't get patriotism. I couldn't give a stuff about England. I don't feel patriotic about it in the slightest.
I'm not sure if it's patriotism that I feel, but this is the country that I feel the most comfortable in.
Well, that's convenient, as you happen to live there, and your house is there. But listen, I don't want to do the whole show about this, because it is a little bit talk sport,
but there was a bank, and they did actually...
I know, you've done, Vic, you're repeating yourself. What I'm saying is, I don't believe that necessarily was the reason why they withdrew them, but if we accept that premise as being true, I would be very, very... let me finish. I would be very, very surprised if anybody went in and actually complained, and that it was more than likely the bank just being hypersensitive and worrying about something that would never actually happen.
I actually agree. I think the bank were being hypersensitive.
Well, then there we go. We've come to some sort of common point there, which is great. We're in dangerous territory now of people phoning up, and someone is actually going to say, "I'm not a racist." But someone did this on LBC once. I can't remember what we were talking about, but someone phoned up and said, I'm not a racist, but those black postmen are rubbish. Actually said that.
Why? Why would you say that?
Because they couldn't read numbers. This was his argument. He said they don't read numbers as well.
But that's got nothing to do with it.
What? Are you actually... and we're in danger... Listen, this is Absolute Radio, kids. This is fun and games and lots of hit records. So, let's tread carefully. We can talk about this stuff, and I'm very, very happy to talk about this stuff. But we're talking about people with their tops off as well, huh?
Yeah.
That's the fun stuff, huh? Hang on, let's get a little bit light-hearted. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Ian.
Yes?
It's Andre, yeah?
Excellent.
I was searching...
No, that's not right.
Iain Lee.
Iain Lee.
Absolute
Radio.
OK, let's go to... speaking of idiots, it's Verinda. I like the way that's now your sort of new catchphrase, but it's not really catching on, is it?
Yeah, but I'm just trying it.
Hey, I saw, and I nearly had it installed on my phone, but it didn't work, the Iain Lee on Absolute Radio iPhone app, which is coming out in the next few weeks. And Vinny, you're on it.
How?
Yep. Okay. I thought you'd be excited. Turns out you're not that bothered. You don't know what an iPhone app is, do you?
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah, I'm really happy.
Okay, well, that's good news. Yes, kids, it's coming, and it's going to be free, and it will have no ads on it either. How are we doing this? Because a very nice bloke called Rob, who is a computer boffin, I think he hacked into the Pentagon once, I'm not totally sure. No, that was Matthew Broderick in War Games. But he has built an iPhone app for us, and I've seen it today, and it's a tiny little bit of tweaking. I'm talking, Vinny, shut up. But it's going to be awesome. Awesome, and it'll be coming out in a couple of weeks.
Long live Rob.
Long live Rob, Vinny, correct. Long live Rob. Are you all set for next week's football match?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's,
I just want to ask you a question. Right?
Yes, please do, Verinda.
Do you think after the show, you're more likely to get beaten up?
After tonight's show specifically?
Yeah.
By who? Is that a threat, Vinny? Because, I'll be honest, I feel threatened.
No, I'm just saying because I think you're pissing people off.
Okay, you said pissing twice there. Let's say no more, shall we? Well done. But who's going to beat me up, though, Vinny?
No, people who love England.
Well, I doubt if people love England are going to beat me up, are they? I'm not saying anything that's particularly contentious.
He said, I don't give a stuff about England.
I don't get why people are patriotic. Robbie is producing us this evening and could be for some time. Robbie, are you patriotic at all?
Well, I'm going to get a flag. Not a big one, just a nice modest flag.
Is this just specifically for the World Cup or just all the time?
Well, no, because I don't really like football that much, so I'm going to just get a flag. I'm going to put it up in my flag.
I don't... and that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't get the patriotism. When I go abroad, I don't look at people and think, well, I mean, France isn't as nice as England, or, you know, I don't feel anything special about the bit of rock that I was born on by chance. I feel like...
it wasn't really by chance, was it?
Well, it was by chance, Vinny. Yes. What were the chances?
Your parents chose to.
Okay, but what were the chances of my parents having me? Infinite. It's by pure luck that my father was oh no, this is something really inappropriate there. But as I say, was inside my mother. He was. That's how it happened. Let's not mess around. That's what happened. But it's by pure chance, Vinny, that I am born in this country.
It's not really so much where you're born; it's where you brought up, though, isn't it?
Okay, okay. So I was brought up in this country. I still don't feel any affiliation.
Yeah, I mean, you went to the school.
Correct. I went to the school. Yes.
You got educated here.
Correct. Your point is what?
Basically, everything you've done has been over here.
Okay, but your point...
Say if you was in Iran...
Yes.
You wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to get the same education...
Well, partly because I don't speak Iranian, and I would be at a terrible disadvantage there.
Yeah, partly the education system ain't that good as his.
Okay, but I don't know why. I don't know why you're talking about the education system. But why are you saying that because I've been educated here, I should feel... a pride in this country?
No, I'm not saying you should feel pride, but I think you should have some sort of, I don't know...
I love it when Vinny tries to be serious, it's good. Yeah. Some sort of what?
Proudness, I don't know.
Hang on, he just said, I don't think you should feel pride.
Yeah.
But you should have some sort of proudness.
I don't know what
He doesn't know what the word is. It ain't proudness, let me tell you. What have you done today to make you feel proudness? So are you patriotic, Vinny?
Not really. All I'm saying is that, I've got some sort of,
proudness?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's a saying, right?
Okay, this is going to be good.
It's a different language, yeah, so I won't be able to translate in English, but it basically means, right?
What language is this saying in?
Hindi.
Okay, well, let's hear it in Hindi. I might be able to translate it. I can speak a little bit of Hindi.
No, I don't want to say it.
Why not? Because you're making it up.
It's going to be rude.
Yeah.
No, it's not rude. It's not rude.
Say it in Hindi, come on.
Namakalal. That's it.
Is that... That's quite... I was expecting some long... Okay, what does that roughly translate as?
Namakaram, sorry. It's different.
Yeah.
It means that someone who betrays... someone who fed them.
That doesn't make any sense.
Someone who betrays someone who fed them?
Yeah.
But what, are you saying that I'm betraying someone who fed me?
Yeah, England fed you.
But I'm not betraying it. I just don't feel any...
Yeah. So you wouldn't fight for this country, would you?
No, I wouldn't... Of course I wouldn't fight for this country, no.
Okay.
I tell you what, Vinny, I pay a stat load of taxes to this country.
Yeah, do you know all those soldiers that are coming from Iraq?
Right.
Don't you feel proud?
Do I feel...
Okay,
we're getting into very heavy stuff. We will do this. You've asked me. Do I feel proud that there are children, young men and women in Iraq fighting?
Oh, rightly or wrongly?
No, I do not feel proud about it. I feel ashamed of it. If I'm completely honest, I put my cards on the table. I feel ashamed that we're doing that.
No. We're ashamed that they're doing it. They have to do it. But are you ashamed that, rightly or wrongly, they're doing it for us?
Yes. They're not doing it. They ain't doing it for me. I tell you that. They're not over there killing people for me.
Well, they kind of are.
No, but they're not. They're not, though. They're not doing it for me. That's the thing. Because I'm not patriotic about the country. They're not doing it for me.
That's because the war was for a wrong reason.
Okay,
right?
Pick another war. Pick Afghanistan.
No. All right, let's World War II. I know it happened.
This is really weird. Hang on. You're listening to Absolute Radio, kids. Yes, well, I'm glad that our soldiers went out to World War II because we kicked fascism's ass.
Yeah. So, what's the difference now?
Because people were, I don't feel certain pride about it, but it was a just war, if there is such a thing, because millions of people were being murdered brutally. So yeah, it's good that someone went and did something about it.
Okay.
I think I won that, didn't I, Vinny?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, maybe it's as good as it's going to get. This is, Robert, it's not normally like this.
That was just confusing.
It was confusing. His heart was... I like it when Vinny does serious, because his heart's in the right place, but...
It was confusing feeling at home somewhere to being patriotic.
Yeah, it was. I don't feel patriotic. I don't... some people hate you when you say that, but I don't. It's a bit of rock that I was born on. Hey, it's nice here. It's nicer here than some places, and some places are nicer than this. That's...
But, I'm from Yorkshire. I'm not patriotic to Yorkshire.
Yeah,
because I moved down here.
If there was a war between Yorkshire and London, whose side would you take?
London.
Yeah, I would as well, because London would totally kick Yorkshire's ass. Jacob.
Hi.
Hey, Jacob, you join us on a very, very heavy show this evening.
Yes, I sort of gathered that. What happened to Eloise?
Not really allowed to talk about it.
Didn't think so.
No.
Because I just thought it was all the wind-up.
Not allowed to talk about it?
Okay. I don't like seeing people with their tops off on the street.
Excellent. There we go. We got there in the end. 0330. Thank you, Jacob. 0330 123 1215 is the phone number. Quite a heavy show this evening. I'm all right with it if you are. It's up to you. If you want it to go off in a more light-hearted direction, then you should give us a call and talk about more light-hearted stuff. But if people want to phone up and talk about patriotism and flags and stuff, then, hey, man, who am I to complain? If you want to go and have a look, facebook.com/Iain Lee Show. It's IAINLEE. Listen, there's only so much posting I can kind of do in there. I do try and post on there while we're doing the show, but if you've got a point to make, then phone up 0330 123 1215. I'm being had a go because I'm not patriotic. What's wrong with that? I've been called a middle-class liberal. Middle-class liberal? Jeez, it's like having Nick Ferrari write to me. Middle class, yes. I am liberal. Yeah, I guess I probably am. Do you think you'd still be a successful radio DJ had you been born in Iran or Chad or Libya? No, probably wouldn't. But then perhaps I wouldn't want to be a successful radio DJ I don't get your point, Rob. I don't get your point. Phone up and do it. Don't post it on the Facebook, because I haven't really got the time to focus on that as much as I'd like to. Let's go to line 15. It's Gary.
Hello.
Hello, Gary.
Hello, mate. It's Gary from Bristol.
Hello, mate.
Hello. I know. First of all, I'm a little bit cheesed off that Eloise isn't there.
Not allowed to talk about that. Next point. Next point.
All right. Will I get cut off if I continue talking about that?
Next point, please.
Okay. Who would win a fight between John McCririck and Phil Harding from Time Team?
I don't know who Phil Harding is. He's gone. He's put the phone down. I don't know who. I never watched Time Team. That's where they dig the holes and look at rocks. Isn't
Yeah, big holes.
big holes, you say.
They get JCBs out to dig up archaeology, but that seems mental to me because you might damage
You're
it.
going to ruin a pot.
Yeah.
You're going to ruin a Viking pot. I've done many jobs with McCririck, and he is bonkers, like proper bonkers. I reckon he could kill a man. I'm not saying he has, but I reckon if push came to shove, and there was a fight, you'd want McCririck on your side, definitely, because he's a big fella, but also he's just, there was always a kid at school, right, who was a little bit quiet, a little bit, didn't really say a lot, but that one day someone pushed him too far, and he just went, "Ah!" and beat 6 of the bullies up. I think McCririck has the same potential in him to do that. Mike is in Essex. Good evening, Mike.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm all right, thank you, Michael.
Good. It's been very entertaining listening to all the conversations so far.
It's been an interesting show tonight. Don't worry, listen, kids, don't worry. The show isn't going to become an Ian Collins special forever. It's just popped up.
Thought of a little different way of thinking about it, maybe.
Yes.
I'm a 36-year-old guy, been a musician since the age of 6.
Yeah.
I've been a guitarist. I'd never have got anywhere without knowing Charlie Christian, Jimi Hendrix, Chuck Berry, all these guys.
Yeah.
You say you wouldn't be a radio DJ if you weren't in Iran. We'd never be here without any of those guys either.
Yeah.
So I think what it boils down to, really, we all say things as a nation.
Yeah.
And we all give it a big one, but it's all down to individuals.
Yes.
And I agree with you. I don't care much apart from my house, my garden, my car that I step into.
Yeah.
And everything else. I think patriotism is mixed up with your feelings that you grow up with. You look at your school and you think, fondly of my school, but you'd think of that anywhere.
Yeah. Listen, I like England. My house is there. It's where I live, right? And that's fine. But I could quite happily go and live, and one day I want to go and live in Japan, or, maybe go and spend extended time in America, or in Greece, where my wife's family are from, But
I'm not going to sit at home and listen to Hendrix and listen to these great black musicians, and then go and slate black people that I don't like.
No, but
that just makes me a hypocrite.
Exactly, Michael. Thank you very much. That's an excellent point. Very well made. Thank you very much. Let's go to Noel Taylor, the show's very own inventor.
Hello, Ian. You okay?
Yes. Someone told me that they saw a video of you on YouTube, and they thought you were 19 years old, and they saw the video, and it blew their minds.
Yeah, 48.
48, and you don't look a day under 60.
Yeah.
Have you got an invention that everyone can do?
Yeah, it's...
Thought so.
Yeah, you know how you got a printer on at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's making a racket and you're worried it's going to wake up the neighbours?
I've never been in that situation. Robbie, ever been in that situation?
No.
No, okay, yes. But let's assume that we have to print off something quickly at that time of the day. You're right.
All you got to do is, like a lot of people don't use the mouse mats anymore, do they?
Don't they?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all like laptops now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, they have the little pad on it and
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's different. That's not... You can't use a mouse mat with a laptop. You're not going to put the laptop on the mouse mat and move it around.
On my computer at home, the one that's connected to the printer, I do have a mouse mat, yes. It's a Frank Sidebottom mouse mat, by the way.
Right. I'm just saying that you don't use them anymore, so what you do is you put it underneath the printer.
What?
You put it underneath the printer and it deadens the sound.
It doesn't?
It does.
Because I've got... listen, I don't want to pick apart another of your inventions, Noel, but my printer is on the floor, so it's got carpet underneath it. It's the actual printer bit that makes the noise, not the bottom, not the... Maybe you've got a rattly printer.
Yeah, got a cheap printer.
Yeah.
You see. Can you please put a party video on YouTube?
Yeah, probably one day. I don't know where it is. Noel, thank you very much for that. More of your calls after this.
No, that's not right.
Ian Lee.
Ian Lee.
Absolute
Radio.
lots of abuse on the emails. I don't know why. People call in. It's a phone-in show. I don't get what this means from Marina. Dear Ian, I think the word Vinny was looking for was appreciate, not proudness, then.
Yeah.
I know you'd rather live for a while in Japan or Greece, but unless you've got a PhD in computer science, you're kind of stuck in the vicinity of the rock you've been born on. That's not true. Everyone's got the choice to go. You go and live wherever you want.
Yeah.
Go and live wherever you want. Also, you've got a cushy job which allows you to enjoy the privileges of the middle class. I didn't always have a cushy job. I was signing on for years. I got myself in hideous debt before I got really lucky and got a job on the TV. If you want a job on the TV, Marina, if you want a job on the radio, if you want a well-paid job that offers you no job security whatsoever, where you could not work for a whole year, as happened to me a few years ago. If you want that, then what you need to do is go to college, study for a bit, and then sign on for about 5 or 6 years and get yourself in really serious debt. And take the gamble that it's going to pay off. Because guess what? For every person that it pays off for, there are about 500 that it doesn't. OK? Anyway, you're a cushy job that allows you to enjoy the privileges of the middle class. Everyone hates paying taxes and parking tickets. Well, I don't pay parking tickets because I park legally. It's your choice. You want to live in a house, you have to pay homeowner taxes. You want to have a car, you have to shell out the big bucks. I think we all have to be thankful for our grub, even the scraps. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
And then someone else who's this person, Echo 4... They didn't give their name, so I'm not going to read that out. Simple as... Listen, and people are saying, oh, it's boring. It's really boring. Listen, we put out stuff about paddling pools and going around topless and stuff like that, but people want are phoning in about patriotism and racism and pigs in windows and stuff. Listen, if you phone in about what you want to phone in about, Robbie is not just putting one group of people through and not putting another. It's whatever you want to talk about, kids. 0330 123 1215. You press button 1, you speak to Robbie, and he'll call you back if he likes the sound of you. I do want to find some adults who have got paddling pools. And whether is it all right to just sit in a paddling pool if you're a grown up and you're not? Because it's for kids, so. Really, isn't it?
Yeah, but it depends what you're doing in the paddling pool. If you just sat there sunbathing, it's all good, isn't it?
Can you make love in a swimming pool? You can, because I've seen it in a porno movie once. But it would strike me as... You know, like you have baths with like a girlfriend or a gentleman, whatever floats your boat, and it's meant to be erotic. Well, it's not, though, is it?
You'd be worried about the water going over the side.
The water... Exactly, the water... If the water goes over the side and goes through the kitchen ceiling, then your mum will tell you off. But also, the bath... I want to have a wash in a bath and then get out as quickly as possible. I don't want to... and you can't make love in a bath. You can't do the full act of sexual intercourse in a bath.
No, you can.
Oh, you can't?
You can.
Well, but that means that you've done it.
Yes.
Cheeky monkey. with water in.
Yeah.
But you can't do it missionary position. I don't want to go into much detail, but you can't do it traditional missionary position because one of you will drown.
No, because you don't fill it. But do the water half full.
Okay, we've had there's some phone calls there. We've had a little glimpse into your life that perhaps I didn't actually want to have, and that's made me very, very uncomfortable. Kitty, go lightly.
Hello, darling.
Save us, please.
Oh, I'm the saviour this evening, am I?
You are indeed the saviour, yes.
Wow, that's quite a lot of pressure to put on me.
No. Well, I think you can do it. I think you can rise to the challenge.
Okay, are you going to tell me you're miserable today? Because that's normally what you say when I phone up.
No, I'm in an all right mood today. I'm making the most of it by arguing with idiots.
Oh, and you're doing a very good job of that.
Thank you very much. Hey, listen, I don't know the answers to everything. Of course I don't. I'm just that bloke who used to be on the television. But I'm having a damn good time working out exactly what it is I do think and feel about things. And I think that's what, what discussions and stuff is for, is trying to work out with you. Anyway, what can I do for you, Kitty Go Lightly?
I phoned up because I know that you have a cat, Velvet, don't you?
I do, yes. We were featured in April's edition of Your Cat magazine.
I saw that. It was lovely. Someone posted it on
As a result of that, I have been asked to judge an award at some cat awards and possibly present an award at some cat awards.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know they had cat awards, though.
Well, is it like Crusts, but for cats?
Well, I don't know, I don't know what it is. Let me have a look at the, hang on a minute, let me get the email. Because I've been asked. I've not replied yet, so I've not said yes, but I'm kind of thinking I would like to be seen as a spokesperson for cats. That would be good. That would be
That'd
something.
be lovely.
That would be good. That would be something I'd enjoy. So let's have a look. Hang on. It's for Cats Protection. Let me see what it is. Hang on a second. Open this letter on here. I'm writing to ask whether Iain will be able to support the Cats Protection Rescue Cat Awards 2010 by becoming a category judge. Known as the Feline Oscars, the awards celebrate the real-life story... Oh, this is brilliant. I'm doing this. I hadn't read this properly. I'm doing this. The awards celebrate the real-life stories of heroism, survival and bravery in the cat world.
Wow.
The theme for this year's awards is Cats in the Theatre, and the winners' ceremony is being held at the New London Theatre, where Cats the Musical was first performed. Being a category judge will involve us sending you a selection of the best cat stories received in one of the competition's 4 categories: Hero Cat, Ultimate Survivor, Best Friends, and Most Incredible Story, so that you could pick your winner.
Ultimate Survivor.
Ultimate Survivor. Listen, I'm laughing, but the Cats Protection people, I'm there. I got Velvet through the Cats Protection League, so I'm a big fan of them. We would also appreciate if you could attend the ceremony to present an award. But then this is the thing I didn't like. And then it says we'd like you to do some publicity as well for the stuff, and I can't be bothered doing that, to be honest. I don't want to do that. But presenting an award and choosing the best survivor would be... What it means is I'm going to get sent some brilliant stories about cats that got, really badly injured or fell out of, a 20-storey building, but survived to tell the story.
Well, that'd be marvellous.
It would be good, man. I'm there. And I wonder... So, it's going to be an award ceremony in a theatre, so you get up and say, OK, now, ladies and gentlemen, I present the award for the Best Survivor 2010, and the nominees are... Tiddles, who fell from a multi-storey car park. Spencer, who was run over by his owner. Fluffy, who ate some poison. And don't, this is serious. And Teaser, who was eaten by a snake, but survived. And the winner is... It's Teaser, who was eaten by a snake and managed to survive, and coming to collect the award, it's Teaser and his owner! Teaser's a great name for a cat. I was making those up on the spot there, but Teaser's a great name for the Teaser and the Fire Cat. But will the cat be there? Will the cats come to the awards? I guess they have to be, but then you have to put cats in tiny boxes, which cats don't like.
Is that like a big pun when they keep saying categories as well?
Oh, it's brilliant! I'm using that. That's a joke I'm using. I'm having that, thank you. When I present the award, I'll be doing that.
I expect you to credit me live on stage.
No, get out of it. It's my joke. Anyway, Kitty Golightly, you want advice about cats, don't you?
Yeah, I'm cat-sitting at the moment.
OK.
I have a cat in my house,
yep.
And we've always had dogs, and this cat is the cat of a guy that I'm kind of seeing.
Okay.
And he's gone to Madeira, and I'm looking after this cat, and she confuses the hell out of me.
Of course they do, because cats are cunning and they're wily, they're also a bit stupid.
Yeah, she jumps up everywhere.
Yeah.
She's a white cat mostly, so she's shedding hair all over the bloody place.
Yeah.
She has shredded the bottom of a bin bag to get out a packet of food that she's already eaten.
They do that, yes.
She rolls around in the bath.
Yep.
And jumps in the sink.
She's feeling... It's in your house, is it?
Yes, she's in my house.
She's feeling nervous because she doesn't quite know where she is.
Well, she's quite affectionate sometimes. I mean, when I go to bed, she comes and, lies on me and goes to sleep and everything.
Lovely.
But the other thing that she'll do is she'll be sitting there on my lap and I'll be stroking her and going, oh, aren't you a good cat? Aren't you a nice cat? And she's purring. She's got a very loud purr. And then she'll just bite me at random while purring. That's sadistic. That's
to keep you in your place, Kitty, and just let you know you may be stroking me, but I'm the boss, all right? Don't you go forgetting it. Hey, if you want to stop her molting, you should give her a brush, and that will get rid of a lot of the hairs.
Well, like with what? Just like a normal... Oh, I've got a brush for my guinea pig.
Use your hairbrush. Go on, treat her.
Oh, no, I'll get all, cat hair.
Oh,
I've got a special hairbrush for the guinea pigs. She's kind of funny with the guinie pigs as well.
Well, she wants to eat them.
Well, no, I don't think she does. I think she's kind of wary of them, but they really want to be friends with her. But what she'll do is she won't have her claws out, but she'll kind of bitch slap the guinea pig.
Yeah, they do that. That's what they do. My Velvet does that with mice. Instead of before she kills the mice, she will play with it, and she kind of pats it from paw to paw.
Oh.
So that's the warm-up for the eat, so don't let the cat near them.
Well, they're a bit big for her to attack.
Cats will attack anything. My cat was once was after a fox. I remember a few years ago watching in the garden, and she was in the hunting position as a fox went by, and she was going to go for it. And she's very fat and stupid, Velvet. But I had to go out and scare the fox away because I didn't want it to kick off because she would lose terribly against a fox.
My cat jumped into the air, 2 metres, caught a bat. And ate that.
Oh, ate a bat?
Yeah.
That's rabies.
I couldn't believe it.
Oh, man alive. You see, Kitty, they will go for anything.
Oh, no. I've been shutting her out of the room where the guinea pigs are.
Don't let her... Seriously, do not let the cat in the room with the guinea pigs.
Oh, OK.
It's a terrible, terrible idea.
OK. I have always been there when she's been with the guinea pigs.
Okay.
She likes to lay on top of their cage and stick her paw through.
No, she's going to scoop them up and eat them, Kitty. Listen, I cannot tell you. That is the worst possible thing you could do. Letting your cat play with guinea pigs?
That's just wrong.
That's just wrong, for goodness sake.
No, that's not right.
Iain Lee.
Iain Lee.
Absolute
Radio.
It says on my list here. Now, we play a lot of good music. I'll be honest, sometimes I think we play some stuff that isn't brilliant, but we do play some good stuff on this show. Sometimes it's a little bit repetitive. Sometimes I'm given utter guff to play.
Sometimes.
The next song, not very often. Sledgehammer, it's good to hear Sledgehammer. The Kooks, I like the Kooks.
Yeah.
What happened to the Kooks? They
just fizzled out, didn't they?
They did. I like the way the guy sang. He sang a little bit like a funny man. He didn't sound like that at all, but he kind of had one of those voices that you couldn't understand everything he was saying. And I like that.
Yeah.
A bit of mystery. And we had The Who, Primal Scream, The Police. The next song they've given me on the list... Scouting for Girls. It's a friend of mine called them Scouting for...
Yeah.
It sits very, very uncomfortably with me. I can't. I can't play it.
If you physically can't do it, is it going to make you sick if you play it?
It's going to just... I don't... Scouting for Girls and Nickelback, right?
Yeah.
They should be put into an arena, given a load of weapons, and the last band standing... gets shot by the audience, so that there is no band standing. It's just awful. So I'm using my prerogative to sneak in a song of my own. I'm going to play the new Bare Naked Ladies single because I like it.
Okay.
We haven't got the single version. I thought I had it in my bag. I haven't, but we've got the album version on the system. So I'm going to play that. Bare Naked Ladies, who are my new favourite band, and I'm just obsessing about them. Remember when Fleetwood Mac was my favourite band a few months ago, kids? Forget those losers. Bare Naked Ladies all the way. This is the new single, You Run Away. It is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So sit back and enjoy. We just had a brilliant email. Brilliant email. Bare Naked Ladies, You Run Away from the new... I sound like a proper DJ there. From the new album, All in Good Time. They're brilliant. We just had Joe Oggy has emailed. Joe Oggy. I just phoned him up to see if he wanted to come on the air, and he didn't. But he's listening, even though he says he's not. He's listening. Awful show. By the way, this is all spelled incorrectly with very little punctuation. Almost irrelevant, but I think it is kind of slightly relevant. Awful show. Horrible attitude towards people and listeners, and now our troops. So Iain thinks we are all idiots. Didn't say that. Would love to know the listeners' figures for this show. They're all right. Not great, they're all right. His silly talk and sheer rudeness almost makes you want to switch to Magic Radio, God forbid. Good station, Magic. Not proud of our troops, says they are not fighting on his behalf. Correct. They are fighting a war on terror. So you and I and innocent people don't get blown up. Stick to cat sitting, you prick, from Joe. Well, are they fighting a war on terror in Iraq? Are they? There are people, Joe, who would say that they're not fighting a war on terror in Iraq. What was the threat from Iraq again, Joe? What was the threat from Iraq? Can't remember. Oh, yeah, there wasn't one. That's right. WMD's made up. No nuclear, there's nothing to do with Al-Qaeda or September 11th. So what was the threat from Iraq? Joe, I don't remember. If you want to come on the air, I know you're listening, I've given you the chance. Very, very rude on the phone.
Very rude.
He was very rude, wasn't he? But he sounded just how you'd imagine he sound from reading that. Listen, I don't wish our troops ill at all. I'm not there, I don't wish them ill at all. I wish them that they all come home safely and alive and back to their families. And I wish them, but I don't. They're not fighting in my name. They're not fighting in my name. I don't think we should be in Iraq. I don't particularly think we should be in Afghanistan. And I was against both the wars before they started. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's the war you're against, not the troops.
Yeah, I'm not against the troops at all. At all, in the slightest. I wish them all that they come home safely. Of course I do. I don't wish them any harm whatsoever. And it's all right to think that, isn't it? Surely it's all right to be... surely it's okay to think that war is a bad thing.
Well, we do live in a democracy.
We do, and I don't understand that. And I don't... particularly the right wing, but they do get so upset. I can't believe this is Absolute Radio. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Lost and it will be more lightheaded. But the right wing gets so upset when you say you're against the war and they take it as though I'm saying I wish all our troops got blown up. I don't wish that at all.
No, because that's two different things.
I wish the exact opposite. I wish they were all at home with their families having wonderful lives and wonderful times. And that's... there we go. Do you know Kelly?
Yes.
Please will you tell Robbie I can't wait to see him, says Kelly Boobies. Is that her name?
Booty.
Okay. Is she your booty? Is that a booty call? Ah! She's not your sister, is she? Before I
No.
Okay, no. Sister.
How did your sister got different last name?
Well, because she could be married.
Yeah, she isn't.
Okay. Yeah. Right, let's rattle through these calls, shall we? Let's go to Gary in Belfast. Hello, Gary.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello, it's Jerry.
Jerry! I'm sorry. It's Robbie's an idiot. But never mind. We knew that. Yes. Hello, Jerry.
Don't worry. Here, I have a theory on why you're not patriotic.
Okay.
Because you're English.
Okay, go on.
But if you think about it, you will only be patriotic if your country has been invaded.
I can kind of dig that. Go on, yeah.
And you have to fight for your country, and you have to fight for your freedom.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. But England or Britain is usually the aggressor. Over history, has usually been the aggressor. Look at the British Empire.
Oh, terrible thing. I mean, in some ways it was good, and in some ways we helped some people, but also we took advantage of people and did some terrible, terrible things.
Yep. Well, I mean, I'm not. If the English want to be patriotic, let them go ahead. But they only seem to be patriotic around the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. When there's a football match going on, and then suddenly England. But I don't get why I should be cheering on Peter Crouch. Is he a footballer?
I think so.
Just because we were born in the same country, I don't get it. I mean, I don't particularly like football anyway. So,
well, if you were born in Ireland, you would be patriotic.
Okay, well, that's it, Gary. Jerry, it's something to think about. Aisha.
Hi.
Okay, just tell us what you have for breakfast.
I actually had a piece of toast with chili on it.
What accent has she got?
Scottish.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. You have got... I was thinking about this last night. I was thinking about this last night. I was in bed thinking about you. And you said that I couldn't say... I wasn't allowed to say whether you had a Scottish accent or not because I'm English. That's such nonsense.
All right, okay. You know what? I tested your theory today. I went around and asked a bunch of my friends. I was like, do I actually sound quite Scottish now? And they were just like... They were like, when you came here, you actually did sound really, really American.
Right.
But since you've been here, you've picked up the accent, and it comes out a lot more when you talk to people, especially when they're Scottish people, which is why that wee lad from Glasgow asked if I was his mother.
Okay.
And what scared me today, have you heard about that show, like the one that's set in Kilmarnock? I don't know if I'm allowed to say its title.
Well,
am I allowed to?
Has it got swearing in it, in the title? Well, then hang on, let me just check with Robbie, because he knows the rules better than me. Is she allowed to say the title of a show?
Yes.
She is, yes, you're allowed to say the title of a show, yes.
Well, like, there's a TV show called The Scheme, and it's just all about, like, life in a part of Scotland.
Okay.
And
we don't get that down here, thank God.
Yeah, it's on BBC iPlayer. I really recommend you watch it, but you're probably going to need a translator.
Right.
because a bunch of my Scottish friends were just like, oh, we needed a bit of a translator. And the thing is, I completely understood it, which was like, holy shit, I do actually have an accent.
So
and I can understand it perfectly.
What's your language? You've got an accent, you've got a potty mouth as well, so what's your language? But so you could understand what they were saying?
Yes, I could. Which was actually really, really concerning.
Yeah. Rob Finley on Facebook is getting on my nerves.
What's he saying?
He's just been a dick.
What's he saying?
Which one's he?
He's the one who looks like David Prever. Are you doing a special show for Armed Forces Day this year, Ian?
Oh, he was the one that said he was anti-Muslim, and
He did say anti-Muslim. He said, I'm anti-Muslim. I'm also anti-all organised religions. But interesting that he chose to say anti-Muslim as opposed to...
I know, and then some woman said that he was racist, and I was just like, well, no, he's not actually racist, because Muslim isn't a race.
No, exactly, it's a religion.
That's like saying being anti-ginger is being racist. Have you seen that clip on YouTube with that poor ginger boy?
No.
It's so funny. He has that look in his eye that's like, oh, I'm going to be like a crazy serial killer one day, which isn't so funny, but like, oh, he's just so funny. He's just like...
Rob's not racist. Rob's not racist. He's just being a bit of a dick, if I'm honest. Yeah. He's just been... He accused me of being a middle-class liberal. Yeah, that's right.
He called you an elitist.
Did he call me an elitist?
Yeah, he called you a middle-class elitist.
Oh,
I remembered because I giggled.
But I don't know why he's having a pop at me. Rob, listen, stop having a pop on Facebook like a 15-year-old girl who's just split up with her boyfriend and wants to slag him off and pick up the phone, you idiot.
You know, when you were talking about cats earlier, all I could think was just like, what about keyboard cat?
What?
Keyboard cat.
What's keyboard cat?
Do you not go on YouTube at all?
No, not to type in random. I go on there to look at clips of the Monkees from the late 60s, early 70s. I don't go in there to type in keyboard cat.
Well, type in keyboard cat. It's like on YouTube and everything.
It's a cat on a keyboard, is it?
It's a cat on a keyboard, and he plays like a really, really cute tune. I don't think he's actually playing the keyboard, though. I think he's just pretending. But it's really adorable.
Oh, is it? Oh, I think I've seen something with a cat playing a piano.
Why did you get the cat run over and, like, you know, the surviving cat? Why was the cat run over by his owner? That was really cool.
That was made up. I made those things up. Right.
Okay,
hey, you wanted to talk about paddling pools, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, well, you know how you were
talking
earlier about, like, if you could get a paddling pool?
Yes.
Well, my flatmates, well, not my flatmates, like, my friends
Hang on a minute,
but
even if I did do a thing for the armed forces... Rob, even if I did do a thing, and I'm not against going on British Forces Broadcasting, whatever it is, even if I did, that doesn't mean that I'm patriotic, and it doesn't negate my feelings that the war is wrong. I can still do that. I don't understand his point.
But some of the troops will think that the war is wrong.
Some of the troops think the war is wrong, but I can still go on British Forces Broadcasting and do stuff to help to make them feel better and enjoy their time. But it doesn't mean I condone the war or what we're doing or that I'm patriotic. Rob, you're an idiot. You've just been an idiot.
It
And you
makes
look like
me feel
David
any
Prever.
better. A guy called John Charles is just...
Anyway, so tell us about paddling pools.
Oh, well, like, my friend got a paddling pool for, like, this massive barbecue he had, you know, when Scotland was actually warm and sunny for, that 1 week.
Oh, yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. Like, they plugged in a giant hose to, like, the hot water tap in the bathroom, and they kind of got, like, a jacuzzi thing going on in the paddling pool.
Wow.
Absolutely brilliant.
A jacuzzi thing in a paddling pool?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It was something to do with the bubbles, like, the way they put the hose in, because, the water was hot.
A hose?
Absolutely beautiful.
Having a hose does not a jacuzzi make, Aisha. You're very, very, very low standards if you think that that's a jacuzzi. It's like in the 70s, a jacuzzi was if you shared a bath with someone and one of you blew off. That was what that was. More of the calls after Queen.
No, that's not right.
Iain Lee.
Iain Lee.
Absolute
Radio.
Someone sent in almost a half decent point about the war, but they sent in a text. Phone up. I can't respond to all. I'm just trying to reply to these emails. I can't be bothered. Let's go to. Well, let's have these. We've got Rob in Ponders End.
Hello.
And we've got Barry in Watford.
Hello there.
Hello, Barry.
How's it going?
It's. I'm getting a lot of abuse this evening on the emails and the texts.
Well, listen, mate, the cavalry's arrived. All you people, you've got very short memories. Do you remember Tony Blair? Oh, trust me. There's WMDs basically pointing at us. They're so close. They're just outside the Trocadero on Oxford Street. You know, they could be with us within 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And frankly, to see all them Labour lot now, oh no, I want to be the leader. Yes, it was a bad idea.
They were all doing that, aren't they?
I wasn't there. I didn't vote for it. Do you remember I had a long lunch that day? I wasn't there. No, I had do you remember I had a week off at Mineheads? I didn't understand what we was voting for. Sorry, yes, that's right. Oh, sorry, I was out of my head that afternoon. How dare they? The war? Oh, yes, I vaguely remember. Disgusting.
Well done, Barry. Well done.
Yours, a lot of them.
All right, steady on.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, Rob, yes, I'm talking to Barry, but go on.
Yeah. I came like a bit shocked about all this news and that, but...
Barry, this is the guy that levitates in police cells.
I suspect he's levitating in fury.
Yes. Yeah, patriotism. You know, I've got to admit that I'm really quite patriotic. I love this country, you know, and I'm not like a right-winger,
But why? Well, why do you love the country? It's all right.
I was born here, you know. And
exactly.
You know,
So by coincidence, just by a series of coincidences, you therefore love this country?
No, hold the bus.
Hold the bus.
Hold the bus.
The bus is holding.
I am... let me on, please, driver.
Okay, let me open the doors again.
Hold on, I'm tapping on the door.
Do I need to lower the bus for you to get... You're on. I've opened the doors now. You're in.
Let me in.
You're in.
Hello there, driver.
Yes, where are you going?
Well, I'm going the proper way. I'm going the way of patriotism for the country. Don't shut the doors.
No, I'm sorry.
Let me in. Oh, dear, I'll have to wait for another one. There's another one coming. Oh, there's one.
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Well, I don't know. Why are you knocking on my bus? Surely you just need to put your arm out.
I'll put my arm out.
Anyway.
The arm's out. I'm literally in my kitchen with my arm out. Bus is stopping.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Hold the bus.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're on the bus now. You're on my bus.
Oh, I've stepped up. Hello, driver. I'd like to go to Common Sense Town, please.
I'm afraid this is the 143. We only go to Tottenham Court Road.
Whoa, just a minute. Don't boot me off. Everybody, listen. Upstairs, downstairs. That was a lovely programme, wasn't it? No, I wasn't here to talk about that. Everybody... hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, you have to hurry up, sir, because the people are getting impatient.
It was quite funny up to a bit. It was overdone it now. The war. Driver...
What's he talking about? Get to the point. Show me. I've seen your bus pass. You can go and sit down now. I need to drive.
I want to say something before you start the bus.
I'm a bus. Why would you want to talk to me?
Well, don't start the bus. Typical of you. I haven't even sat down. What? Excuse me, madam. I didn't mean to touch that. Oh, dear. Oh, I didn't mean to... Oh, excuse me. That's it. Can I just squeeze past? Oh, yeah. Driver, I haven't... Oh, you can't hear me now, you see. Oh, dear. I'll speak to the person next to me. Rob. Hello, Rob. That driver had a very interesting, cogent point to make to him. Would you listen to me?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, Ian. You know,
Come down from the ceiling, Rob. Levitate back down again.
Sorry. I'm landing. I'm in the process.
I'll hold your feet down. Yes, what I was saying.
Yes, in the process of landing. But, I mean, I understand what Ian's saying, that, you know, war is basically abhorrent, isn't it? And any war is wrong. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, I'm very, very, very proud to be an Englishman, you know, and that's just me. And I'm not proud of the wars that we are, you know, perpetrating around the world. I'm proud of all the success and, you know, and all the good things we're doing.
Hold on, we're not perpetrating any wars. Frankly, I'm rather disappointed we've not gone with the bus analogy anymore. But
Barry, what was your point? Because we've got Mark Crosby coming on soon. I don't want to end on a downer before
Let me look at the
Crosby's show.
No, look, all I want to say is this. There's a lot to be proud of being an Englishman. I'm proud to be... Yes, I'm speaking. Not because Yes, I'm speaking. Not because, just because an accident of birth, fair play.
Yeah.
I think there's justice in this country. I think people have a common sense of decency, and there's a lot that's wrong with it.
Oh, cheese!
There's a lot that's wrong with it. Let's be fair, but there's a lot that is right, and I think we can be justifiably proud of that. And on that bombshell, I'm going to get... Yeah, I've got to get off now. The Littles, Rob. Will you stop talking? I've got to go. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye, Driver. You were very rude. I'm yours.
I saw a woman, I saw a horrible girl kicking off on a bus today.
Yeah.
Like really having a go at an old lady.
Why?
Because she thought that the old lady was taking photos of her, and she called her a pedo. I mean, Rob's gone as well. That's worked better than I thought it would. And she went, "You dirty old pedo, taking pics of me up yours," giving it the finger and all. It was really horrible.
You can't do that.
And this woman was going, "I was just asking you to turn your music down." Got really nasty, really horrible, unpleasant girl. Oh, she's about 15. Horrible. Let me see who this person was. Line 2, you're on the wireless.
Hello, it's Brett here from Surrey. I used to listen to you on the LBC days.
Hello, mate. What was your name?
It's Brett.
Brett?
Yes.
Hello, Brett. You're right. It's a bad line. Go on. What have you got?
Basically, it's just to back you up a little bit, Ian, about the whole war in Iraq and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we're a member of NATO, as are the USA, as are many other countries. But it appears that NATO wasn't fully backing this one, and we're the only two countries in the war.
Yep. Pretty
if
much.
If it was a valid war, NATO would have backed it completely 100%, and everyone would have gone in for it, including France and all the other countries.
Someone has sent me a very sarcastic email talking about the anthrax that Saddam was using against the Kurds and all of that, and the WMDs. But that isn't. That's not what we were told we were going to war for. We were told that we were going to protect ourselves, not to go and defend the Kurds. So that's an irrelevant argument that you've used there, whoever that anonymous person is. Brett, listen, it's not a very good line, but listen, thank you very much for your call. It's much appreciated. Let's go to Arkell. Good evening, Arkell.
Hey.
Hi there.
Well, is there anything particular that you want to ask me?
No, not in the slightest. 40 minutes you waited for that. Let's go to line 3. 3, you're on the wireless.
Hello, mate. It's Gary from Bristol.
Gary, it's you're on the air.
Good stuff, mate. Discussion about John McCrick, Phil Harden from Time Team. You're wrong. It's got to be Phil. It's got to be Phil Harden from Time Team. Why? Because he's the man. He's the best. He's like the ambassador for the West Country. I mean, it's another question I wanted to raise. Why do you never hear people with West Country accents in the media and the public eye? Why is that, mate? What do you think? Ian? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, mate. Hello? Hey, mate? Hello? 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 Could I help you? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes. I can see it in your smile. 3 sticks.
One in the hole.
One up the bum.
Me and
No, I'm done.
Clivey each have 46 pounds and 65p. We put it all together and make 97.3.
Well, there we go. That's pretty much the show. Robbie, thank you very much for stepping in at short notice. We're back tomorrow. We'll be talking about the television show Lost tomorrow. So if you've not seen the finale by tomorrow night, don't listen to the show. We'll be doing other stuff as well. People are afraid we're just going to be talking about Lost.
I haven't seen Lost.
But did you watch Lost?
The first 2 series.
Okay, but so it doesn't matter that you've not seen the finale. You won't be missing out on anything. Okay. But we will be talking about that. So if you are a Lost fan and you haven't seen the finale yet, I would advise you not to listen. But we're back tomorrow, and we'll be talking about other stuff as well, so don't worry about that. Mark Crosby's up next. Thank you for what has been a slightly different, but I hope you found quite interesting and entertaining show. Night.
Good old England! England that couldn't play football!